I did a lot of events, and then I moved to Manchester.
Okay.
And when I moved to Manchester, I worked for a company called The Gate Films, and I did some sales work as well. And I believe that combination of grit and determination from the sales job and being able to present yourself correctly really taught me a lot about business and how to present. But then also going to work with The Gate Films, which is a mad story on how I got to that point. It taught me a lot about film, and then I went to Wolverhampton University and did my first year in film and production, and I dropped out, and that's when I went to Manchester, and I said, yo, I'm going to learn how to do this thing myself, don't need to go. Because I felt like I learned basic stuff in it, and then when I dropped out, that's when I went to Manchester, and I realised I was getting the big boy work where I could have been just sitting down in a room. But in me, I'm a person of action. Let's go. Let's do it. We're going to fuck up on the way, but we're going to learn how to get better over time. And then within the first year, I started doing Tresemme adverts, Spider-Man toy adverts with The Gate Films, and it's a massive production company.
So that built up your portfolio then
straight away.
So would you say that's just because you've ventured to a new city and networked, or would you say through the company that you was working with, you was getting them opportunities? Do you know what I'm saying?
To be honest, I'll tell you a bit of the story of how I actually got to that point. It's mad. I just left home. I left uni, and then I just got myself a sales job. And I was living rough in Manchester for like my very first week, doing sales, knocking doors, and just like saying, yo, gas and electric, Empower, I got a deal type thing. But before all that, I actually looked on loads of different companies that I could potentially work for. And there was this company called The Gate Films, and The Gate Films is like really well known, big company in it. And in the sales job, I was just knocking on doors, and then I knew the guy already because I'd done my research, but I didn't know that he lived there in it. So I just knocked on the guy's door, and he was just like, I was like, hey, you're right, yeah, cool guy. And it's like, yeah, what do you want? I'm like, gas and electric, boom, boom, boom. I was like, so what's your name? And he was like, oh, my name's Blue Durant. And then I was like, forget this job. So you hold on, what's your name? Blue Durant? I was like, oh, okay, cool. Do you own you're one of the founders of The Gate Films, right? Yeah. And he's just like, how am I asking him questions about him? And I'm like a guy selling him gas and electric, innit?
How does this guy know so much about me?
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, listen, I'll come work for you tomorrow. I need work. And I want to, this is what you do is my type of work. And you can call it fate. You can call it what you want to call it. It's meant to happen, manifestation. But I do believe in it fully. And then I just started doing some work for him, and then all of a sudden I was doing like some running work, and then I became like a second AD on a few projects and got paid some serious money and lots of opportunity. And then from that point I was like,
this is me.
Yeah, this is me.
So to get to that point, you took calculated risks, and you also, ventured into opportunities, but you didn't stop, you kept going. I'm trying to say. So therefore, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. You get me? So
you have
that's a classic example. You get me?
You have to take them opportunities. You've got to know what you want first as well. Like, I know that some people might not know exactly what you want. I think with the world right now, like the internet has a lot of people's minds, and they can become very distracted, and people don't use their imagination as much. But as creatives, we use our imagination when having to create things for people. But that also leaks over into your life and what you want in it. So if you can sit down and be conscious with yourself for at least like 10-15 minutes and say like, listen, this is what I want, this is what it's going to look like, this is the environment, and then you stick to talking to yourself about that, eventually the opportunities ahead will put you in that scenario.
Right.
But you've got to be able to visualize and then manifest by acting, but not just manifest by sitting down in it, because sitting down don't get you nowhere.
For real. And I think that's what a lot of people sometimes they miss that factor. Yes, you can think about everything you want to manifest and write it down, but you have to do something towards what you actually want to do. It's not just going to come to you like that.
Exactly.
100%. You have to be, taking some action.
100%. It's like you guys are putting out your posts, you guys are putting out the podcast, you guys are getting sponsors, and the more that you put in, the more you're going to get out of it, the more that people are going to see you. So I believe in just brute force, just going for it. And then sometimes brute force can't do anything. Sometimes you got to just let it go as well, because sometimes you can force it and that will slow the progress. But if you just stop and just reevaluate or just pause for a bit, sometimes it just needs a bit of time for it to be in the ether.
I agree.
Create a structure and just keep it going, you get me? I'm glad you mentioned the sponsors, because I hadn't even said it yet. Big up our sponsors for this episode today. Jenna's Kitchen, they've kindly gave us some of their products. It's just to advertise their brand as well. They've got Jenna Juice. You can get this from certain stores, and you can order it online as well. So for those who want to advertise their business, anything that you've got, just message us on the email that you'll see underneath, on the screen now, and you can advertise your products on there on our table. You get me? But you did mention
two secs. I'm not paid to say that this is nice, and it tastes banging. It tastes well nice. I'm not even gonna lie. And man, come and support the guys, sponsor, help out local business, and man, just being a part of this community, the Grids and Guides community.
Serious, but I know you noticed. Well, I noticed you said you worked with Tresemme, was it Spider-Man? You said
Spider-Man toy.
What would you say is like the biggest kind of client, or anything that you've been a part of through your? I'm saying.
So even though like saying Tresemme and Spider-Man toy advert, I'd say like it was a cool opportunity, but I'd say the main thing is when I moved more from like the production to creating a marketing agency. And those that know me for I do marketing for people and companies and stuff like that. And it was a company called Jaguar Land Rover, Sitna, the Sitna Group. They had a campaign to get engineers on board, and we had to create a campaign, and I feel like that was by far the best company that I had worked for. But over time, as people, it was good initially, and it was good working with them, don't get me wrong, but then there's just something about working with smaller companies that are more agile that is better as well, and you can get to be a bit more creative